Oh, hello and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking my video. I hope to do my best, or I will try my best not to disappoint. And so what we are going to do here is my custom opening, my custom KIP opening that is the easiest, best chess opening that you could ever learn. It is so simple, nobody has ever played against it, and I'll show you after the game that it scores basically an equal position against basically every move in the entire dictionary. And so let me explain a little bit about what we're going for here. We put the bishops here, we put the knights here, we put the queen here, and then we castle whichever way I see fit. I've made videos on this before. If he captures right here, we'll capture back and we're cool with it. He did not capture. So if he did capture, we would capture with the pawn and have a square to put our knight. Because we don't have a square to put our knight, we put them right here, and it's just as good. He has already castled this way. So I'm thinking, now he takes a step back. Probably the best move is to just castle. But what's more fun is getting an attacking game of chess. Not sure what he's trying to accomplish with that, but we're going to go this way. At least that got in the way of a pawn. Like, this pawn was going to be important to reach this square, and now the knight's in the way, so he's going to have to do something. And if he's pushing pawns on the side of the board, I will push pawns on the side of the board. And I think we're going to just have an attacking game of chess. So I briefly looked at this guy's profile. He's in 1830, and joined 7 years ago. 7 years of chess experience. We're going to just push this pawn. If he takes, we're coming into the position. If he doesn't take, we're still going to take, and that opens up a file for him. But you know what? We're just going to be launching some more pawns. That's literally the game plan. So this is an issue. That is one thing that happens when you Fianchetto your bishop. So he's pushing. We're going to just take. I could have pushed and had him scoot back, but I think we're going to just survive with this. Take, check. You go back. Whoa. I can do this. I mean, I not sure that was smart, but you know what I mean? At least my pawn structure over here is intact. Okay. And yes, he's like going to get this pawn. I'm pretty sure this is all that makes sense. He can grab this pawn. Or can he? Do I just push and push? I really want to get rid of these pawns in the center. So I think I'm going to push here. I hung this. No, I didn't. My beautiful structure is just hanging on to everything. And so what we're kind of going to go for here is pushing here. He has to take and I take back. Then I'm ready to push this. Then take. And you can take it back a few different ways. But we are just, we are going to get a game of chess on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes on the clock for me to think about how to attack this dude. I think we're going to just be able to make it happen. I mean, even this pawn push is quite well supported. I can jump forward and have ideas of pinning this rook as well. Let's push forward and just make something happen over here first. Essentially, that has to happen. Boom. I mean, what else are you going to do? You move there, do ya? I can jump forward. Did that make any sense? Did that move make any sense? If this happens, we're just trading off pieces at this point, and I'm not sure if it's good for me in any type way. I mean, I take, you get in with this. How do I actually make forward movements? I can just push. That's a clean knight sacrifice. Boom. Step over here. And what's the follow-up, bro? You're going to launch this pawn? We step over. I'm terrified. Okay, so he attacks the knight. I can grab this pawn. It's kind of like a little bit of a shield for me. I can also throw in this capture first and attack the queen. Let's do that. We capture. I'm trying to make a square for my knight. We are attacking the queen. Hardcore, we're attacking the queen. He captures back. Now, I can jump in this. Threatening this. Like, he could play something like this. And now I'm up. I'm up material. That's for sure. But I don't know if my rooks are doing anything, like, in terms of winning the position. What do I do now? Do I just step back? I feel like it can't be a bad move. I mean, I'm up pieces. This bishop is definitely in my position, like, causing a lot of problems. And he can't run away, so he basically has to take. He could just leave it, but in which case I'll just take. And, like, he's got these 3 dudes in my face. Jump forward and attack the queen? That can't be a good move. Deep breath. Deep breath. This is getting kind of scary. We capture. As long as I don't get checkmated here. And I think I might just have to bring my rook back. And, like, this attack, as long as he's got pieces, his rook on the 7th rank, I'm just never getting through. For one, I can just capture this. I also have this sacrifice. Or if he takes with the rook. Does that work? Here, if he takes here, I hit him with this check. Then he steps up. So I think maybe grabbing here first, and if this happens, we play like this. Scared. This knight can now jump in as well, and we're kind of just threatening stuff here. What we're worried about, I mean, I go for this. I go for this, then he slides over with check. If I capture, he's got this passed pawn. We're going for it. That keeps my king more or less kind of safe. And, like, yes, that's a little bit scary. But I'm not under immediate threat. He can't make it. Putting my knight in the middle of the board. He can't play this. I mean, I'm up a knight and 2 pawns. So this is his asset in the position. My king is actually more safe than he was a little bit ago. I wanted to step over, but there was this check, and it was probably losing. He can sort of bring ideas of bringing his knight. I think we can give a check. What if we just give a check and step in? So that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is hanging. We step over with the rook. Like, I wanted to have some sort of attack, but if I'm not sure the sacrifice worked. And I want to push these pawns, but I needed to keep this knight defended a little bit. I need to win this pawn. If he just, like, goes behind it, then I have to slide over here. So there could be some tactics, like if he pushes this. What am I talking about? I'm just attacking the queen. But if he figures out a way to attack my rook, which he could do, yeah, so he goes behind it. I step over. If he pushes, I take. He takes. I step back. He hits this, but I hit him with this check. Yeah, I think he missed that. I have this check winning the knight. So this pawn is not hanging. It's defended tactically. So, like, if he pushes and I take, then he takes and I step back and he goes for this pawn. I just have this check where he loses the knight. So this is defended tactically. Beautifully and tactically. He could just, like, slide over and go for something. Now my rook over here is officially the stupidest piece on the entire board. There is no stupider piece than my rook. But I'm literally going to go for this. He could step over, and then this does become attacked. And I don't have actually a great way. We slide behind it. I mean, it's super well defended now. He steps up and attacks my rook. That also gets out of the check. I mean, I have this. I can push. I can step back, attack the queen, and step back, attack the queen, defend the rook, all in one. And the knight is undefended, but he can't actually go anywhere to where it's actually hanging. And now my rook is stuck over here. He could just like step up, but then we get a check and we trade off into the position. Would love to get my rook out of there. Even like this would make sense. Okay, he steps back. I feel like giving a check can't be a bad idea here. Check. We're scared of stuff like this. Like he can sacrifice the knight, and if I take, he's got all sorts of ideas of pushing into the position. He has to go. He can't go here, obviously. If he goes here, I hit him with this check. If he goes there, then we grab the knight. So we hit him with another check. And basically on this next move, we're going to be able to force a queen trade of some sort. Officially, I'm just in. And both of his rooks are locked in defending this pawn, which is not a good use of all of this material. So is there anything better? I can hit him with this check. Check. He probably just steps. Wait a minute. Check. If he goes here. Check here. 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 Just trade the queens. There might have been something there, but I don't know. He essentially has to take with the rook. We are going to put my other knight back in the middle of the board. Defended, defended. This is now hanging if he doesn't go for it. We're going to just step all the way back. Look at these two knights in the middle of the board. We're going to take this. He's going to keep the rooks on the board. If he trades, that's a terrible idea. He might as well just at least try and keep the rooks on the board. But this is more or less a situation that I'm just going to have to convert. We're going to step over here. And next idea is pretty much just bring the rook into the position. There's other ways that I could get into the position, but I like this one. He can like attack here and try and push this, but even if he captures, I'm just still going to defend it. I also have this check is something to note. We slide over here. Definitely he doesn't want to trade. If he trades, then it's just game over. Because he essentially has a 2-on-3 over here. We're going to slide in with check. This pawn is hanging. I can also probably take it with check, depending on where he goes. I will take this with check. Just go to a super defended square in the middle of the board. Let's just give another check. We've got 5 seconds each move, so I can probably just start pushing any pawn, really. We're going to push this. We're going to take that. He can go for some stuff, but it's not going to work, my friend. This knight is undefended, but I mean, I can just literally defend it like this, I guess. Step over here so that the rook doesn't get into the position. We'll step here. He can give me this check, but I'll block. We go here, defending that pawn. I'm not sure what's the easiest way to win this. It's kind of amazing that he wants to keep playing on. We step here. Maybe he hangs his rook, trying to give another check. He goes for this. We're going to push. We also need to be a little... Yeah, he might as well resign. We're also a little worried about a stalemate. And so that was a nice little attacking game of chess. I feel like the attack... He tried to sacrifice a piece, and it just didn't work. And, I mean, I had the double-barrel bazookas lined up on this, but I'm just not sure if there was a way to get through that. And then he just foolishly gives away this knight. I mean, it opened me up a little bit, but it just guaranteed that was a blunder. That was not calculated. And then not only that, look at all this stuff going on in the center of the board. I was ultimately able to capture, and get my knight there with tempo, and that was just game over. So we're going to check this with the computer, and I will see you over there. And here we are in the analysis, and yet again, the KIP custom opening strikes back and takes another victim. And so what I was explaining is check this out with the computer. Yes, he undeveloped the knight, and that is just simply not good. But look in this position, complete zeros, okay? And I'm telling you, I made another video on this. Whatever he decides to do, any moves that black makes, any reasonable moves that black makes, if you have this structure, it's equal. And you have the other benefit of they have never seen this before. And so where do we check it? In the Lichess database, this has happened 3,000 times. If you look at any other game, it's happened like 1 billion times. And so this is just one example because, you know, he can play any number of different moves. But long story short, this on the white side, forget about what black's doing. It's zeros. Sometimes it's even slightly winning. And so we go for it. We bring the queen. We've got this attack brewing. We castle long, and we have an attacking game of chess where we have a +1. Now, we have that basically because he undeveloped a knight and whatever. So we start launching pawns. Best move. Go ahead. H5. We crack on open the position. I mean, that opened up his rook, but whatever. Going for this trade throws away my entire advantage. I saw this as a way for him to take, and double up with my rooks. Apparently, that just wasn't a great idea because he can just nullify both rooks with one of his rooks, and then he can rage on with an attack over here. So I saw it as a way to double the rooks. Still, completely even position. The best move is to do this. And then this pawn is hanging, but essentially that's just going to open up a file, okay? And no, it's not completely hanging because I am threatening this, so he needs to defend it. So he defends like this, and I'm supposed to go for pawn break. I push the wrong pawn, and I go ahead and I hang this because my knight is defending it, but the knight is pinned to the king. Neither of us saw that, so he can just straight up grab this, and then I'm down a pawn. And then not only that, I only have one more pawn to get rid of his pawns, and it's on the same file here. So there's never going to be an opportunity to put a pawn on one of these squares. Like, if you see what I'm saying, if he takes this one, this is my last pawn, and it's ending up here. Best case scenario. You really want a pawn here or here to cause, you know, a little commotion. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. That's why this is a blunder. In and of itself, this is not such a terrible move. We jump over here. My idea here was capture this and have this pin. It doesn't work because he can just block with the bishop. And then I take and just brings the queen over, and essentially we're just trading off pieces. I thought for a second I was going to be able to pin this rook to the king. It's still worthy of noticing this weak diagonal. You know, like if the bishop comes over here, then it becomes a situation if the knight's not there. It was an idea in some positions. He sacrifices a knight. And if you see, it's just about as unsound of a sacrifice as it gets. It goes from plus 1.5 to plus 3.7. So not good. Not good. He captures. I step over. We capture in the middle. He's basically got to do something about it because I'm attacking the queen. He does something about it, but then my knight gets to a defended square with tempo. So just made things way, way worse than they had to be. Now my knight is in the middle of the board attacking your rook. So you got to move the rook, and I'm ready to just completely destroy you. For whatever reason, I step back. It's saying the best move is this, because if he takes, I come in with another check. Oh, and if you step over, I get the rook. Oof, undefended rook in the corner. Okay, didn't see that. Clearance sacrifice to get a check and win a rook. So I give up the bishop to ruin your pawns to win the rook. Didn't see it. Rather, trade things off equally. I still know that I have an advantage. And then here we just grab this pawn, he pushes, and then we fixed the pawns. So what he was trying to do is like crack open my position. This just fixed my pawns. Now I have 2 pawns in front of my king. So my king is way safer than he was before. Knight in the middle of the board. We got 2 knights in the middle of the board. Still, my rooks are not doing a whole lot over here. We go ahead and defend this. Apparently, he can still sacrifice it. Because if I take back... Oh, he makes a queen. So yeah, he could just take it. So this didn't defend anything, because we're worried about this. Okay, so if he takes, I can't take back, or he makes a queen. It looked like it defended, so he didn't take it. So I guess it did its job. We step back, attack the queen, defend the rook. Very fancy move. For one, this just hangs the knight. But I saw a check first. You know what I mean? I played it in less than 10 seconds, so happy with that. And in this situation, he can step back, but then I hit him with another check. And if he steps forward, I can hit him with like a double check and win this. So this is the best move, but I can still take the knight. Whatever. We hit him with this check. We grab the knight. He blocks with the queen. Yes, this was actually the best line, but you know what? I didn't see an actual checkmate, so I just took the queen. We're still winning. We then put my knight in the middle of the board, defending this pawn. Bring the rook out. Grab this pawn. Trade the rooks. And, I mean, this is the open file, so I brought my rook all the way over here so I can get into the position. And then this is essentially just a simplification, all of this. Just a bunch of moves forward. And at this point, like, this is a mistake. Okay, yeah, bringing the knight is actually the best move, whatever. I guess, yeah, I bring it back, and then this pawn is held, and this pawn is held. I can just push. It doesn't matter. Every single move that I could possibly make in this position is winning. I'm up 2 knights and 5 pawns. So that's just about as bad as it gets for our opponent. So I know this video is a little bit shorter, most likely. I don't know how long the game was, but I feel like it ended kind of quickly. And then the analysis, we don't need to go super, super in depth about this one. It was essentially he made a sacrifice that didn't work, and then just a clean conversion from there where he hung another knight. It's good to go. Thank you so much for watching my video. It's been a pleasure playing chess for you. I'll probably post this in like another week or something. I made like 10 videos. And so thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Get out of here. I love you. Bye.